This is Eric K. Thomas here with the Quintessential Gentleman, QGTV, and we are now sitting next to, actually we standing, right here with college basketball Hall of Famer, Jay Williams. What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. You know, we just got done with doing this release for Best Shot, which is kind of incredible. It's one of the most inspiring things I think I've ever worked on in my life, and it's been a long year because we've been doing that 3 days a week on top of doing works and midst of other things. But you know, when you have LeBron James as your EP, and you have a guy like Maverick Carter who came to me with the original concept, and you got guys like OG and then Michael J. Warren who did Fade to Black and is doing a ton of other great docus. It almost seemed like a dream team, but more importantly, to go into the inner city, a place that I'm very familiar with, being raised 30 minutes outside of Newark and Plainfield, New Jersey, to get a chance to try to make a difference on the ground floor, man, was one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
That's awesome. So we're here, American Black Film Festival. We just saw a screening of Best Shot.
Yep.
So why do you think this story needed to be told?
Well, I think, one, for within the black community, like I want us to continue to aspire. You know, you're seeing more things out now about black excellence, and for me growing up, you know, in some of the conversations I had with kids, I would talk a certain way, and some of the kids on the team were like, well, why are you talking white? I'm like, no, that's not talking white. That's talking about being educated, right? So when they think about, hey, I want to be the first pick taken in the draft, regardless of whether they can make the draft or not, to take them through how the mathematics of that work, right? And to recognize that this is the new norm. To have this is what we expect. So, you know, hey, if you make $3 million a year, like how much money are you going to spend on your parents? How much money are you going to spend on yourselves? And all of a sudden they rack up, you know, $2.8 million. And you're like, have you heard of this word called tax? Do you know what tax bracket do you in? You know, you get taxed in every individual state. So how do we make more of that conversation the norm? And I think to be able to showcase that and to watch the growth and to use the vehicle of sport through that language is a great way to hook people in. And this is not about basketball. I mean, this is about overcoming adversity. This is about finding your way. This is about navigating different spaces in life as a young black male or a different ethnic background. This is about us trying to find ways to better ourselves each and every day.
Awesome. So they will see the relationship that you have with Coach OG.
Yeah.
How did you guys like kind of click? How did that work?
Well, here's the brilliance to Michael Warren. We didn't get a chance to meet. I didn't even know who I was doing the show with. Okay, so the first time they're like, you're doing it with OG, I'm like, oh man, I've heard of OG growing up, right? So if you see OG on the court, you ain't messing with OG, right? So that's, in my mind, that's who I'm dealing with. He's 6'4", 6'5", he's intimidating, he gets after it on the court. But when you get a chance to meet him, you're like, wow, like there's so much depth to him. There's so many layers to how he cares about these kids. And my thing is, I wasn't trying to come in, I know I'm the supposed name or whatever, but this is about the kids. This isn't about me. It's not about OG. It's about how do we put the kids in the best environment conducive to them getting out and them learning to expect great things from themselves on a daily basis. So I think when we first met, we sat down, and as soon as he recognized that, like, I don't care, this show is great. It's great that they're filming this, but this is about how do we make it better for them. We were naturally on the same page, man, and the rest took care of itself.
Awesome. Now, the first episode is called We All We Got.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, as it relates to the team, it's something that the team said all the time. And it's funny because as you get deeper and deeper into the series, you start to hear us ask questions. What does that really mean? What does that really mean? And there's one part of this series where I try to psychologically, because I come from that background, right? How do I plant a seed to make you think about something way bigger than what you ever thought it meant? So when you say we all we got, you know, we have situations that happen throughout the course of the year where they love each other, right? But they don't know how to love each other yet.
Okay.
And when you teach them how to love somebody, all of a sudden the respect or the responsibility of that love goes to a different level. So my thing is, you really, when we say we all we got, what that really means is you're just saying that for the time being because it sounds like the right thing to say. But later in the series, you learn that it means the right way to say it. And you know, when you're in a team and your teammate is doing something stupid, or if he's involved in a gang, or if he's on the corner, or if he's not doing well in school, it's your job as his teammate. This is how you say we all we got. You're wrong. you're wrong. I'm not gonna let you do that because that's wrong. And I want you. You told me that your dream was this, and this is deterring you away from your dream. So it's saying you're holding your teammate responsible, and that's what we got really means. So I think it's like for anybody, man. Like there's different things that I didn't know at 21 and now at 35. I'm like, man, I wish somebody would have slapped me upon the head so I could learn that. So how do we expedite the process for them in that capacity?
Got it. So what do you want people to get after watching Best Shot?
That these kids in the inner city, they're geniuses, man. They're smart. They're charismatic. They are ambitious. Their circumstances are just completely different. And, we have one kid in the series, his name is, Shaquan. We call him Quan. I ain't calling him Quan. I'm calling you Shaquan by your real government name.
Right.
And he's like, I just got to get out of Jersey. And I'm like, no, Quan, you don't got to get your family out of New Jersey. You're trying to get your family out of Newark. Do you know how big New Jersey is? Do you know New Jersey's called the Garden State? He's like, I've never been to any other places in New Jersey. Right? So it goes to show you that limited perspective of how they have. So to be able to take them out of their environment and to showcase them and say, you can go to a school like Harvard, Yale, or Duke. You don't everywhere you have to go. You don't have to worry. I mean, it's always good to have that background, but you don't have to worry about gunshots being everywhere you go or gangs being everywhere you go. If your job is to get yourself and your family out of this environment, how do we start surrounding you with these different types of experiences so you know that this is your new norm? And you came from where you came from, but you're using that to empower you to where you want to go. That's what I want all these kids to have an opportunity to. And for me, it was really weird, man. The last thing I'll say, because I think Michael in the first 2 episodes does a great job of showing the dichotomy. And it was a way for me to remember because I used to be in an environment like that. Plainfield's only 30 minutes outside of Newark. And I've worked so hard to get my family and myself out of that. And sometimes when you get lost in the fight and the clawing of being ambitious and wanting to achieve more for you, not that you forget, because I always go back to community, but to be back on the ground floor and to have it tangible and to touch it and to be a part of it 3 days a week, you feel like, damn it. I want everybody to have the same opportunity that I had, and you can have it. We just have to help you shape your narrative differently, and that's what it's about.
And last thing, what can we look forward to from Jay Williams?
Man, I've been blessed with the fortunate opportunity of almost throwing my life away at the age of 21. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it's so true. And for me, I want to become the Oprah of the sports space, man. I want to do more things that are uplifting, that are positive. If that's starring, co-producing different things, writing different scripts, working with young black writers, doing more to enhance my community. This is just the beginning for me, man. I'm trying to make a difference, and it's great because people tell me, oh, you're doing well on ESPN and you're doing this, and I'm like, this is great, but this is the first of a lot of great things to come.
Well, thank you. Guys, as you know, Best Shots will be coming out. YouTube Red, July 18th. Best Shot. It's 8 episodes.
8 episodes, yep.
They coming out. Make sure you subscribe. NBA to us at ABA.
Too, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Jay Williams again, thank you. See you later.